During the initial assessment, we've looked at basically the basic things, and that is food, water, shelter, and health issues. While that is still ongoing, I said ongoing because while the northern part of Vanuatu has not had much damage, definitely food crops were affected, and there will be some problems for food for some time. But the southern parts of Vanuatu are adversely affected. Houses down, food crops gone. We think that we will need food for the first 3 months at least. 3 months because that is the period we hope that if we start doing gardening now and putting crops in on the ground, that they will be ready in about 3 months' time. But I think our biggest problem will be the recovery rehabilitation period, because we've had schools, health facilities, community facilities, and individual houses down, including businesses. Damage worth millions of dollars. What we are doing now is, after addressing the initial phase, we are trying to do an overall assessment of what might be needed for the long-term recovery and rehabilitation. We now think we know at least something of what we may need for the long term. That is why I mentioned earlier that our Prime Minister was talking to the development partners and the international community, basically to say that this is what we think we need for the long term, and maybe how you can assist us. We hope that our friends and the international community will stand by us in our rebuilding and rehabilitation phase. The first assessment team was sent out to look at how much damage was done and in the public infrastructure to see what needs to be done with those, like schools, health facilities, for example. The second phase of that was sending these people out for the engineers to get some schools back up, at least to get some of the classes back on, especially those classes that will be sitting exams this year. And then looking at other health facilities and the main facilities for government, so that government can continue to function, government services. We've also had from Fiji health workers and with other NGOs as well. And they've been able to go out and assist initially with making sure that there's clean water, there's enough drugs out in the islands for people to be able to take and not to get sick. I understand some have done operations in the field. So the contribution has been big. For us, we would have liked more of their time, but I think we all face the same problem, and that comes down to operational costs. But I think what Fiji has committed themselves to has been very substantial. It's helped Vanuatu a lot, and as I said, we thank you very much for that. I knew it was coming from the Ministry of Education. From where exactly, no, but I thank you for clarifying that, and I think it is only appropriate that I, on behalf of the government and the people of Vanuatu as well, we thank the students who've got the hearts to be able to do these fundraisings and raise whatever they can raise to be able to assist the victims of Tropical Cyclone Pam. So to the students, the parents, and the staff of those schools involved, we say thank you to Mas. We believe it is the strongest in the region. On your question about how long, And I think when we talk about how long, we're talking economically, because that is the whole point of it, I think. Economically for Vanuatu, it will take years for Vanuatu to recover from that, because of the infrastructures that are down, the economic crops that have been damaged. It will take years for that to be, for them to recover and for the government to recover and continue to grow the economy. Okay, I think I have touched on that to say other communities. When I said other communities, I meant communities other than Fijian communities who have made efforts and fundraisers to assist. For other governments, I hope our government will be able to do that separately with the other governments to say thank you to them. But for those living in Fiji, our thank you is included in everyone, be they Fijians, ni Vanuatu living in Fiji, or any other nationals that live in Fiji. Thank you, Tomas. And thank you again for being able to come out.